So Trump, as a president-elect, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, has done more for the United States than any president-elect in history. He has been threatening corporations. He's like, come back to the U.S. or expect a big tax to come in. He's saving manufacturing jobs. His job with Carrier saved a bunch of jobs. He made a deal with GM that saved a bunch, or was it Ford? I think it was Ford, where he saved a bunch of jobs. I mean, and here's a funny thing. Let's look at the media bias on the coverage of Trump too. GM makes a statement and comes out and says cars that Trump claims are Mexican made are actually made in Ohio. This is regarding him threatening General Motors to come back to the U.S. What the Hill negates to report, mind you. Hold on, I just lost it. I'm going to go find it again. Let's see. Hate when that happens. Somebody needs to explain to the Hill that manufacturing and assembly aren't the same thing. Now, most American cars are assembled in the United States. That's actually changing. A lot of them are being outsourced. But let's go under that premise that a lot of jobs in the United States, in the auto industry, are usually assembly. You assemble the cars in the United States. However, the Hill, I'd like to point out that all the smelting, all the fabrication, the stamping, and the casting are done not in the United States, but in either Mexico, China, or any of these other, any of these other major, countries that are become the world's manufacturing giants. So, we're sitting here allowing other people to, how would you say it? Take advantage of us. But why? Why is that okay? And why is the Hill reporting as if they're made in America when, in fact, a majority of the parts are not made in America? America has the best steel in the world. Why aren't we making it here? We could be making far more efficient cars. The answer is we don't make it marketable. We do not make it marketable to sell cars to manufacture cars. We charge our corporations a 35% corporate tax rate, as I mentioned earlier. And on top of that, we refuse to tariff any country that's paying their workers at a rate that is simply non-competitive with the United States. It's just non-competitive. So we're going to have to make it competitive. Now, a common argument made by a lot of the pro-free trade people are, prices are going to go up. Okay, yeah, prices are going to go up. No, that's a proven fact. If you raise the cost of labor, if you raise the production costs, companies are going to respond with higher prices. Fine. I think that higher prices are a reasonable price to pay to have Americans working again. I don't know about you. I mean, we have 92 million people out of the workforce right now. 92 million. That's a lot. There's 320 million people in the United States. 92 million are out of work? Or not working? I mean, that's just insane. Our labor participation rate is horrible right now. I believe it's 62%. That's bad. That is really bad. We need to get people back to work. And some people say the option is, we need to make college free so everyone can go to college and everybody can have a good life. Well, that's not how it works. College isn't for anybody. College is very difficult. Very difficult. So it's like, that's why we should do free community college. Why? The people that are good enough to make it through college usually can get it all paid for with scholarships. Or at least half of it paid for. Or at least enough of it paid for in order for it to be affordable for you. You're not entitled to some beautiful education at Harvard. You're not entitled to a private school. You're not entitled for a liberal arts degree. I mean, to be honest, you're not entitled to college, period. What we can do, though, if we really want to help people and we really want people making a living again, it's not just making them super smart, not making them go to college and take gender studies courses or majoring in basket weaving. That's not going to help the economy. What's going to help the economy is to get back entry-level, low-skilled labor jobs where people can actually make a living. And the only field that's capable of doing that is manufacturing. Now, Barack Obama likes to brag about his job creation. Well, if we look into it further, with his passage of Obamacare, a lot of people were dropped from their employer insurance policies, and a lot of them were also had their hours cut and became part-time employees. So to boost his numbers, we now have Americans working 2 jobs. So he didn't really create jobs. He just split jobs in half to make his numbers look better. And then, on top of it, he moved forward to stimulate the economy. What he did was he uses the Federal Reserve Bank to print more money and lower interest rates to prop up the stock market to make it look like we've left a recession. I can tell you one thing. I've lived through the entire Obama years, and I was of working age for more than half of it. It's no easier to get a job than it was during the recession right now, and I think there's a lot of Americans that can attest to that.